You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this 28th day of May 2025. A very good evening to you wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kennnedy Kimani, and signing for us tonight is Boniface Morethi. We begin with President William Ruto has issued a public apology to Tanzania amid rising diplomatic tensions sparked by the deportation of East African activists. Speaking today during the National Prayer Breakfast, President William Ruto addressed recent online attacks against Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan by some Kenyans, which had drawn sharp criticism from Tanzanian MPs. The head of state also took the opportunity to apologize to Kenyan Gen Zs, acknowledging their frustrations following last year's deadly anti-tax protests.
Our neighbors from Tanzania, if we have wronged you in any way, forgive us. Our friends from Uganda, if there is anything that Kenyans have done that's not right, we want to apologize if there is anything. To our children, if there is any misstep, we apologize. To our neighbors, if there is any misstep that we have done, we want to build the relationship that will make our country great and will take us forward.
Perhaps as older people, we need to treat our children who are now adults a little more respectfully, listen to them, and where we go wrong, there's no harm in acknowledging that we've not treated them maybe the way they expected us. However, equally, we respectfully request our children also to respect authority and also agree to be mentored and supported so that mutually, even as we respect them, hear them, apologize when we are wrong, they should equally respect older people, even if not for any other reason, simply because they are older, because there are things that you'll not learn in any college. You will only learn them in the school of life.
Meanwhile, President William Ruto has expressed optimism over Kenya's progress, citing economic stability and ongoing development projects as signs of recovery. Speaking during the National Prayer Breakfast in Nairobi, the president emphasized the need for unity and collaboration to build a more equal, inclusive, and prosperous nation.
I want to ask us as a nation, as a people, to work together, to do less of finding fault and to do more of building bridges.
When we're talking about relationships and we're talking about really rebuilding relationships, wouldn't it be beautiful if leaders would stand up and say to our Gen Zs, we had you arrested, and we know that had to be traumatizing, and we're sorry.
We respectfully request our children also to realize that there is a role we can play, not necessarily in terms of science and all the beautiful things they know from the internet, but a few tips here and there that could make their otherwise powerful lives even more powerful going forward.
The work of rebuilding the nation is a duty for all of us, and not just that of the government. We must look at ourselves and see our true condition to deal effectively with our situation, for within every reflection lies the essence of what we can transform.
I stand here to tell you that I am confident about the future of Kenya. And I have no doubt in my mind that Kenya is truly a blessed nation. And the future of our country, no matter what happens, is going to be greater.
From that, and detectives have arrested 3 close associates of Juja Member of Parliament George Koimburi over what they allege was a staged abduction masterminded by the MP himself. The DCI says 2 vehicles linked to the incident have been impounded, with one found to have altered number plates. Police say they have been denied access to the MP, who is admitted at Karen Hospital, and note that there is no evidence of physical injuries, casting further doubt on the alleged abduction.
Katana admitted to dropping the MP at a hotel where he had refreshments and spent the night with 2 abductors on 25th May 2025 following the alleged abduction. He admitted that on 26th May 2025, while using Kerato's vehicle, that is the Honda CRV,
the investigating team were denied access to go and interview the Honorable Member of Parliament, which we very believe that he did not suffer any injuries whatsoever. And perhaps he could as well be staying at the Karen Hospital enjoying his 5-course meal.
Now, Kiambu County has fired doctors who failed to report to work on Tuesday. This is according to the Health CEC, Dr. Elias Maina, who says the headcount is ongoing to identify others who abandoned duty. Dr. Maina has defended the county's record, saying it allocates 8 billion shillings annually to the health sector and denies claims of delayed salaries. Meanwhile, the county has launched a probe into the death of an 11-month-old boy at Egekania Level 4 Hospital, suspected to be linked to medical negligence.
Reported to work and who did not report to work. And immediately a case is reported from a hospital where a doctor has not reported to work. We are taking immediate action and replace that doctor with another equally qualified doctor to ensure that there is seamless, there is smooth flow of healthcare provision or services in all our facilities.
Moving on swiftly, and residents of Woolly and 8 other Nairobi estates have protested outside City Hall today, condemning what they call illegal evictions by county authorities. They accused the county government of ignoring court orders and revoking a 2019 rent waiver introduced under the former Governor Mike Sonko. The protesters demanded the waiver's reinstatement, the return of evicted tenants, and the removal of Nairobi's chief housing officer. Their petition was rejected by county officials due to missing signatures and lack of formal registration.
Wakati nimeongea ndani na petition, nimekuwa na director of administration na akanipeleka kwa attorney of the county, ambapo alisema attorney of the county amesoma petition yetu na akasema hawezi receive petition yetu. Sababu gani hawezi receive petition yetu? Ameclaim ya kwamba the letterhead ambayo tumetumia haijakuwa registered. Na nimemwambia ya kwamba in each and every estate across the county we have registered associations. Tunaomba kwa amani, hatutarudi hapa kwa ofisi ya Sakaja tena. Tafadhali Sakaja, heshimu orders za court na heshimu gazette notice.
The evictions will continue for as long as people do not pay rent. And we have been very clear to our tenants. Nobody will bother you. You will have quiet and peaceful possession of your property, of the house that we have assigned you, for as long as you pay rent. So all this fear
Tensions flared in West Pokot County as locals and human rights defenders rallied behind Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, hitting back at Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei's criticism of a rising insecurity. Speaking in Kapenguria, activist Veronica Longole accused the senator of using personal vendettas to attack Murkomen and warned against further public outbursts that could stoke division in the Kerio Valley. The community is demanding a more constructive approach to addressing national security concerns without political mudslinging.
Tunaona mwingilio wa siasa kwa sababu kitu cha kwanza Senator Cherargei angesema ni kwamba angeshtumu kitendo kile kilifanyika kule Chisongo Itod na pia kusema pole kwa familia ya mwenda sake. Pili ni kwamba hangeweza kuanzia kusema Murkomen ati ni incompetent. Tunaona Cherargei hapo na maneno yake na mheshimiwa CS. Anasema akome kwa mambo kama hayo. Kenya haitaki sarakasi. Inataka wafanyikazi wote wa serikali Rift Valley wakuwe pamoja nyuma ya mheshimiwa rais na agenda yake na Marshall Plan ya entire Kerio Valley itekelezwe.
Sisi kama watu wa Rift Valley tunashukuru rais. Alifanya kitendo ya maana sana kuweka Murkomen mahali pale. Na tunashukuru Mungu. Sasa hii fitina yake ya Cherargei na wifu. Sisi tunataka kupeana habari kwake mapema. Na Cherargei wewe tunakuonea 18. Hiyo ukora yako ya kuenda kwa bunge kila wakati ati sijui Murkomen ako na wifu sijui nini. Na tumefuatilia huko kwenyu hakuna shamba mnang'ang'ana na Murkomen. Hakuna. Na wakati umeenda kwa bunge kusema Murkomen ni incompetent, tunajua ya kwamba Kachakwa ndio anakutumia.
Nataka niseme ya kwamba amani ya Rift Valley sana sana Kerio Valley ndani ya mheshimiwa Murkomen imeanza kufanya kazi mzuri. Na nataka nijibu wengine ambao wako Nairobi wamekaa pale ati kwa sababu wanatoka Rift Valley hawajui ni nini maana ya usalama. Kazi yao tu ni pale Nairobi kurusha maneno. Nataka niwaambie hivi, wakati mtakuja hapa ndani muone Kenya inaendelea, ndio mtapata nafasi ya kuongea mambo ya ukweli. Tusitumike kutusi viongozi ambao wanafanya kazi mzuri.
Well, it is exactly 14 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and sports news.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
One thing I've learned about leadership, just generally in leadership, the leader is not the smartest person in the room. All right? He's not always the smartest person. When you're a leader, your strength is in the ability to be able to harness the gifts around you. It's the same thing in the family. All right? Like I said, your wife is a very smart person. So you don't shut her down. All right? But you allow her to, you pick those ideas, you discuss them, and one of you make them your own.
Definitely.
It's like even in any organization, as the CEO, for example, you're not necessarily the smartest person in that organization. But you get around yourself people who are smart, people who are good in what they do, and then you take all those ideas and then you lead. And guess who takes credit at the end of the day? You take the credit at the end of the day. Because you're the leader.
You're the leader.
Isn't it? You know. So that's what leadership is all about. So being able to also just harness all those gifts that God has given you through your wife and one of you, but being able to chart the way forward.
Men on Record, every Friday at 7 p.m.
Thank you for tuning in to Hope TV, your go-to channel for hope, inspiration, education, and wholesome entertainment. At Hope TV, we are committed to knowing God and making Him known through powerful media content. We truly value you and are dedicated to serving you better. For feedback, inquiries, or complaints, reach out via WhatsApp or SMS on 0708 222 Email us at customerexperience@hopefm.org. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. Now let's get down to business, and Safaricom is set to invest approximately $500 million in artificial intelligence infrastructure across East Africa over the next 3 years. The bold move, announced at the Connected Africa Summit 2025, aims to enhance digital connectivity and drive the region's shift from AI consumers to creators. Chief Enterprise Business Officer Cynthia Kropak said the company is building a scalable AI ecosystem to boost productivity and innovation across sectors. Safaricom has already trained 5,000 staff in AI fundamentals to support this vision.
AI will be transformative in Africa as it accelerates the journey that we have as on the African continent to drive productivity, to drive cost improvements across all important sectors, be it education, healthcare, or agriculture. The role that AI will enable for citizens to be able to access solutions that transform lives. In education, it's being able to drive education to the masses. We are bringing in 1,200 new babies every year in Africa, and we just don't have enough teachers. AI bridges that gap in enabling education to be provided at scale. All of these people will need medical and healthcare. AI will help us enable digital transformation of the healthcare industry to allow for diagnostics and treatment of basic healthcare practices across the continent, bring the disease burden down, and reduce the cost of delivering healthcare. Those are but just some of the few examples of the importance of these forums, where we come together as practitioners in technology, practitioners in networks, practitioners in running and developing policy for the socioeconomic growth of this country. There are over 20 countries represented here, all coming to do the same thing: how we partner to do better, to move further together, faster.
Now, Kenya's highest earners may soon face steeper income tax rates if new proposals by the World Bank are adopted. In a fresh public finance review, the lender recommends raising the top tax rate from 35% to 38% for those earning over 9.6 million shillings annually. The plan aims to ease the burden on low-income earners by introducing progressive brackets and exempting the lowest-paid workers from some statutory deductions. The World Bank says this could help create a fairer, more sustainable tax system amid growing fiscal pressure. Some sporting action now. 90 golfers from across East and Southern Africa are set to tee off at Thika Greens Golf Resort for the first leg of the Sunshine Development Tour East Africa Swing, running from the 3rd to the 5th of June. The Par 72 course will host a mixed field of top professionals and elite amateurs. This new series aims to offer a clear path for rising talent to play at Sunshine Tour level competition. KCB Rugby Club has named Dennis Mwanja as the interim head coach in a shake-up of its technical bench, replacing Oliver Mangeni, whose contract concludes in June 2025. The changes, effective May 26th, also see Bucks coach Darwin Mukidza and team manager Priscilla Amolo exit the club. With the 2025 National 7th Circuit fast approaching, KCB is eyeing a return to form and titles. Club chairman James Mugo says the reshuffle is part of efforts to build a high-performing squad. The 7th team gets a boost with the return of Kenyan internationals Samuel Asati, Floyd Wabwire, Festus Shiasi, and Vincent Onyala. Now the stage is set in Poland for the 2025 UEFA Conference League final. English giants Chelsea will take on Spain's Real Betis tonight at 10 p.m. East African time. A win for Chelsea will make history, making them the first club to lift all 4 major UEFA knockout trophies. Meanwhile, Betis have already made their deepest run in Europe, reaching a final for the first time. The showdown unfolds at the 40,000-seater Stadion Rocklo, with extra time and penalties in play if needed. Well, with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My name is Kennnedy Kimani, and signing for us tonight has been Boniface Morethi.